Oh, a hot dog. I had a heck of a time getting on. Let me see here. I don't know if everything's right on this or not. Slow chat. It looks like it might be live. Oh, okay. I was looking in the wrong spot. I was looking to the right, supposed to be looking over to the left there. I had a heck of a time getting this hooked up, man. I had a terrible time. I only do it once a month. And I have to try it 2 or 3 times on private mode in order to get it to work. Because I got a terrible setup. I got a mic over here. Then I got a camera right there. It's an add-on to my laptop. So I have a terrible time. Hope everybody's had a pretty good day. It's getting ready to storm up there now. I can hear the lightning now. Hope it ain't storming where you're at. Jersey Shore. Had a buddy of mine. He was a roommate when I lived in Columbus. He's talked about going to Jersey Shore all the time. He was from Philadelphia. His dad was a mailman and his mom was a substitute teacher. He had a big family, big family. One of them was a firefighter. I think he had a brother and sister that was younger than him. He was a good fella. I enjoyed him. He's the one I used to get in trouble with. We went down to Florida one winter. That's the reason I'm back in Virginia. We make it for alive. Retired. How y'all doing? I say y'all been right busy with them grandkids. Been all over the place. A squared, my buddy. All's well. Best from Michigan, Metro Detroit area. There's another fellow from up that way. I can't remember right offhand. A lot of times I'll get a comment from him. I remember when he retired. Beautiful here in Indiana, Matt. Well, that's good. It was beautiful here today. It was hot. It don't get hot here. You know, it might get 92, 95 or something. But you add in that humidity, man, and it's just unreal. Like today, I think it was 92, and the heat index was 105. The other morning, I got up. I think it was 70. It was 73, and the heat index was 84, and that was before the sun come up. This ain't no call for that. They sure keep us busy. We love every minute of it. I bet you do. You look like you do. And they enjoy it. They seem to really enjoy it too. I can't remember what. I see so much junk. I don't remember that one. I don't remember. But I got my grass cut today. And my little ladies, they have about once a month, all the ladies down at the Y in their class. Where there's a handful of them. They usually go down to Panera Bread after they go to the Y. So I showed up down there. I know about all of them. There was one down there today I hadn't never met before, and they was surprised. Had a good time. I didn't sit with them long. I didn't want to bust up their little get together, their little hen party, but they were excited to see me walk in the door, and I enjoyed it. But I had somewhere to go this morning, and so I figured on my way by there, I'd stop by and just surprise them once. There was a lady there at the door when I went in. She had the prettiest little puppy, just as friendly as could be. Oh man, he was a pretty puppy, and he was good. He was a good dog. He really was. From the cloudy and foggy Northern California. Hey, Carlos, my man. Yeah, nice shirt. My daughter got me this at a yard sale month or two ago. It's the first time I got it. I've worn it. I don't know if you can tell or not. It's got Santa Claus on it and the reindeer. There we go. Down here. Well, right here. Coming across. Back in, guess it was June or May, I'd bought me a daggone one of them toy trains. It's a plastic one, but it's made for working outside. It's just a little kiddie toy at the Goodwill, I think it was. And I'd set it up on the deck out there. And my daughter says I ought to make a video, call it Christmas in July. So she bought me this as a gag joke. But I never got around to it in July. Tells you how busy I am. Yeah. Well, you're there now. Well, I don't know if you're on the coast or not, but ice. When you get down there near the ocean, if it weren't for the breeze, the humidity is bad there. I know here that what happens is the dew falls overnight, and then that sun's cooking it off, and you about drown just going to the daggone mailbox. Wow. I think next week it's supposed to cool off, Terry and Keith, or should I say Keith and Terry? How about just y'all? Yeah, J&P, I like his. It's my little Christmas Hawaiian shirt, I guess. Got little decorations on the palm trees. Santa's sleigh. Over here in Bon Air. Brian, how you making it, boss? I went over to had to go over to Midlothian yesterday. And Monday I got to go back over yonder. So, oh, and my little lady, I think her over here, she grew up over yonder. And I think she's got a sister that lives over that way too. We haven't mowed our lawn for several weeks. It's been a dry summer. Man, I wish I could say that. Usually that's what happens here. That daggone ground is usually hard as a rock, man. It's like concrete. But we've had so much rain. We've had a lot of rain. And they're bringing in a storm tonight, feels like. Well, they said it was like an 80% chance. That's why I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to get on or not. And we tend to lose power. We lost it one day, and it was supposed to be like 100 degrees, and it was out to about noon. And that was back when we was having the real hot temperatures, where we might have actually got to triple digits that day. And about the time it was really starting to heat up in the house, it come back on. Boy, I was thankful for that. We spent one summer last, was about probably around 2020 or so. It was during COVID, because they was having trouble getting a part for our air conditioner unit. And we probably spent 2 out of 3 months without air conditioning. And it was rough. It's been a long time since I ain't had no air conditioning. But so I usually get a break this time of year, but I haven't this year. And but my maple tree's dropping, so shouldn't be long. It always drops early, but I'll still mow until Thanksgiving. I usually call it quits at Thanksgiving. You can just go from there, because we don't usually get frost till end of October, 1st of November. Usually is our first day of frost. So after that, I just let it go. But I usually pick up the leaves for a couple of months, and then I let it go. Friday's my long day. Got to keep my Darien Sundays clear for football. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll see. High school starts down here next week. The teachers went back this week. My daughter and them had to go back to work this week, and Monday they start back to school. And that's early for here, because used to when I went to school, we couldn't start before Labor Day. But so our first game is actually next Thursday, and they're playing their crosstown rival in the first game. When I was in school, it was the last game of the year, so I'm gonna run up yonder to that. And then won't be long for pros and college start up. They ought to be getting close. Supposed to say Saturday and Sunday's clear. Oh yeah. Yeah. 40s. Wow. No kidding. It'll be a little while before it gets that cool here. Hopefully, anyways. I just hope it ain't as wet a daggone winter as it was this summer, because we've had a lot here. There's no reason for anybody to be short of water here, the well water, because it's we've had a lot. Well, we ain't had the floods a lot of people have. I've seen down over in Texas or somewhere they had a lot of floods just the other day, and it was but our backyard slopes, so it doesn't hold water. Now you go down across the street over yonder. My buddy lives across there. His backyard was flooded for a week, and then if you go across the tracks there and head that way, once the I don't know, 3-4 houses down, now they were standing water there like crazy for a long time. You could hear them frogs in the morning when you got up. I mean, they were loud. They they made more noise than them cicadas. Birddale, that's right. I played on the first team that didn't lose the Bird. We didn't beat him either. We tied him 0-0. And then that was the JV team. And then they played the varsity. Because JV played on Wednesday. Varsity played on Friday. And they had the same score. When they first opened up, Bird, man, they were powerhouses. I mean, just unreal. And that's where the daggone county fair's at. That'd be next weekend, too. I think that opens like the 28th of the month. So we'll try to go to that. I like going there. Yeah. Funnel cakes and and the little the contest house where they have the the big pumpkins and the cakes and cookies and stuff, the quilts and stuff like that. And then they have they always have a petting zoo. Like I like to go to that. So when I was a kid and we used to go to the fair, Mom and them used to go to they used to sit the whole time in the daggone bingo parlor. They'd play bingo the whole time. So, all things Ron. How you doing, boss? Hey, you just put out another video. I seen it come up, but I didn't get click on it. I had to run in here. Well, you might have had it out for a few hours. Reasons to retire early or something like that. I can't remember. There's a lot of them. It's hard to retire early. I ain't gonna lie to you, because you got so much to worry about. That you don't have when you're 65 or 62. 65 is ideal, I think, because you got your medical taken care of. That's a big expense, and that's what would have kept me out if we hadn't got that Obamacare. That's when I kind of set things in motion when that come on. I said, you know what, I might be able to step out a little early. So but thankfully I didn't have to take it, because that I'd take what I had from work, and it that way I ain't got to control my income. I can bring home $300,000 a year, and it's not like I'm going to pay any more for insurance or nothing, or $20,000 or whatever. I don't have to worry about keeping it under a certain amount, which works great with it daggone the way my money comes out at 401. Because we probably wouldn't have got a daggone subsidy. It wouldn't have been much. Are you all done with the garden for this year? No, my squash is gone. I'm gonna have tomatoes right on and on. Well, the baby picked a couple. She picked probably a dozen or better of them the other day. A couple more squash and a couple of them red peppers, them little hot peppers. She likes to put them on a string. I think she's out of them now from last year. Use them to spice up chilies and junk like that, you know. So, but yeah, my squash is gone, and my cukes. No, not my cukes. Yeah, my cukes are gone, and that one zucchini plant I planted was gone, and so really ain't got nothing left but tomatoes now, and them couple of pepper plants. But I ain't cleaned it out yet. I need to yank it all out of there and get rid of it. Get ready for putting some collards in. So, but it's usually about this time. I was checking back on my last year's video when I did it, and it was first week of September when I cleaned it out. But I'll keep them tomatoes. I screwed up on them tomatoes. I planted them in the house first in little red cups. Started them from seed, and I was worried that they wouldn't make it because they weren't but about that tall, a few inches tall when I set them outside. And I told the baby, I says, let's go get some from the feed store. And we set them out. And those come out and they start off, about 8 inches tall. So I got about a month head start on those. So those are doing good and producing tomatoes. And a couple of them that I planted by seed have started producing tomatoes. So I'm going to have them a lot longer than I normally do. One of them will start petering out, and then the next crop will come on. So that works good. 69 in October. Wow. Man. Well, you're in heck of a good shape for that, Ron. You are, boss. I don't know if anybody saw that daggone post I put out about hanging from a chin-up bar. Well, for kicks, I tried to do one out there, and it ticked me off because I couldn't do one. It ain't been that long ago since I've done one. Back when Mama was alive, when I used to have to take her in a Hopewell to go to the dialysis, I would just walk across the street to the gym over there, and that's where I used to go over there, and I lift the weights and walk on the walker and stuff. And because I had an hour or two before I had to be back. And so when I got finished, I used to do a chin up or two at the end, but I couldn't even do one today. But I tried. But that's what it's for, man. I'll do that along with my cartwheels, a little bit each day. Get better every day. That's what I need to do to work. Obamacare running at the end of next year. Keep earning. Definitely going to be a challenge. It's a challenge, but it probably ain't nothing you can't figure out. There ain't no trick to retiring or being retired. There's nothing special to it. You come on there and you see a video that says 10 secrets to easy retirement or early retirement. It's baloney. They're doing the same thing everybody else is doing. I shouldn't say that, but I think it is. $600 a month for ACA coverage for 3 years. No kidding. I think it's $746 a month when I pay. I think when I retired, it was $713 a month. That's for me and the baby. It's health insurance and eye care. We didn't get to carry dental over, and that's also including life insurance policy that the company has on me. I pay that until I'm 65, then they take over paying it. So that's the only reason I kept it. At 65, they'll pay for it, but she still gets the benefit. So make too much, and yeah, you don't meet them in them, they push you free state. Oh, okay. No doctor's take. I didn't know that. One of my biggest concerns about going on that was it not being portable. If me and the baby are down in Myrtle Beach and I have to go to the emergency room for some reason. Now they pay for emergencies to get you straight, but if you go to a specialist down there or a regular doctor or something like that, it's not covered. So out of state like that, I think they pay for the emergency and to get you what do they call it, stable, I guess it is. But anything other than that, you're not covered. So I was worried about that too. Man in Texas. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to clean up before the video, so I put on a decent shirt. Started to wear this out this morning. Connie said, nah. And she didn't think too much of my masterpiece out there in the yard either. She give me that eye roll. Oh. She can see a piece up from the kitchen window in here. But I had a whole box full of daggone spray paint that just had a little bit in each can. And so I figured that's what I would do to get rid of it. So I did. I got rid of about a dozen cans. Because some of that yellow is two different colors yellow. And that one pale looking green is actually outboard motor paint. Yeah. It's supposed to be Johnson green, I believe. But didn't have but a touch in that. Can you see the life insurance later for long-term care? Can you use the life insurance later? No, I don't think you can. No, it's strictly a life insurance policy. I think it was 2.5 times pay. I think. I'll have to check it. Now, I thought it was 2.5 times your yearly salary. But once the company takes it over, it only went to 2 months worth. No, 1 month's worth is what you got. But my uncle had the same insurance, and he recently died back on Mother's Day. And my aunt told me that, no, it was a year's salary. So that'd be good. That'd be good. So I'll have to double check mine. I'm pretty sure we're under the same plan. But I'll have to check it to be sure. But I figure month's salary in 20 years really ain't gonna be worth nothing. It's like my pension. It don't get a raise. I don't get a raise for either one of them, a cost of living raise. So that's the money I'm drawing now. It'd be the same amount then. Probably won't be able to fill up the truck with it by the end. 20 years, gas probably be $10 a gallon everywhere. That's a long time. Got stuff for double. If it's $4 now, it'd be $8 then. Hanging at the Steve's Retirement Corner. Retirement is not that big of a deal. Everybody should try. Yeah. Well, the thing for it about me is it's like going to visit them little ladies at Panera. That's the kind of people I learned about retirement from. People that are around me. Mom and daddy, their friends, or neighbors. And most of them were doing okay. The majority of them. And they didn't really do anything, fancy. They did, I just, 90% of what I do, same thing I did before I retired. It wasn't that big a change. There's a lot of stuff I had to get used to. But the thing is now I'm doing it at half speed. So that's That makes a big difference. And I'm doing it on my time frame, so that makes a big difference. But I didn't have, I don't, you know, and that's why I never consider anything that I do as a hobby. It's stuff I've always done. So, I mean, it's not really a hobby. It's like making a bed, you know. I wouldn't call that a hobby. So, oh, I didn't tell you about the other day. My neighbor come across the street. He got him some tires on his truck, new tires. He wanted to show them to me. He got a good set on there. I can't think of the name of them, but it was nice tires. He needed them bad too. He had started getting one of his tires started showing cord on it. So he's got a, I don't know. He's probably got his. It's a Chevy. Probably early 2000s, probably 2005, something like that. It was a short bed truck. It's a nice looking little truck. Well, it was new, but it's got some age on it now. A deer run into the back of him, dented his daggone bed up in it. Hit it right over here around the corner. So yeah, it was. And it, you know, they make them beds double walls, so you see in my truck you can go up between the walls and push that dent out, but his was sealed underneath. But he's got a son-in-law that does some body work. He got a lot of it out. Coming up on 2-year anniversary. Watching, Steve. Oh, okay. You need to learn a new routine after getting up to work 45 years. It's definitely going to be a learning curve. Yeah, it was. That was one of the things that gave me a lot of trouble. You know, working swing shift for 30 plus years, it would I thought it would naturally settle out. And when it didn't, the first couple of weeks, that bothered me. And somebody on here told me to just relax and let it come naturally to me. And it wasn't a week later when I did that, I got into a natural rhythm of sleeping. But that was yeah. And that was another thing too. I never had to get up with a daggone alarm clock because I rotated shifts every 7 days. So 3 weeks out the month, I was already awake. So I didn't really have much trouble with the alarm clock thing. But it's a learning curve, man. And most of it comes to you pretty quick. You know, take one thing at a time and knock it out and then move on to the next thing giving you trouble. That's kind of the way I did it. Bill, my man. So far in time, it has been like sleepwalking. The only difference, making more for not working than I ever did working. I don't know if I'm making more. Well, this year I would have. If I'd took out my 401, I'd had more income. I think I'm making right at. I'm bringing home a lot more than I brought home. But that's because of the way they take it out. So I have to be making more. But it's the market. I mean, that's the more reason why I'm invested. You know, ain't like I've done anything to do that. I just happen to have money in the account when the stocks went up. Before I started live tonight, I was looking out the kitchen window here, the door, watching the birds over there, dinner time feeding. I cleaned out the hummingbird feeder today and refilled it and put it out there. I was watching them the other day. There was 2 of them over there, and they was fighting over that feeder. There's 3 or 4 holes for them to eat out of, but they ain't gonna be happy like that. And the daggone blue jays he'll get up there and land in that platform feeder, and he'll run all the other ones off. That's a big bird. But he used to sit out underneath had a dogwood out front. And he used to sit on the power line above that. Well, I don't know if it was him or not, but it was a blue jay that used to sit on the power line above it. And he'd keep all the other birds away from the red berries when they started coming on. So, but yeah, I enjoyed that this evening. Goldfinches come out there. I think I seen a juvenile goldfinch today. I had never seen one before. I have to look that up. But and I need to reseal that. I need to clean it off and reseal it here. Once the weather cools off a little bit, I'll get out there and reseal that, do some work on it. Well, that's all it needs to be worked. Won't take it long. It's only got a little bit to paint on it. A lot of it's covered up with that daggone stovepipe. I don't know what they call it. Just kind of a pipe wrap there, insulation wrap, aluminum. That works. Oh, you know what? Another thing, I've made 2 fishing videos. I just never did post them. It takes me a while to piece them together. When you make those things, because there's a lot of sitting, you have to cut out a lot of stuff. So I got to edit some of that junk. Probably start putting them out. One of them I made in the spring, and the one of them I made the other day when I went over to Dutch Gap over the hill. And I made a little short out of that the hill of death, I call it, because up here we're about 80 feet or so above the daggone the river. You have to go down a big hill over yonder. It's the same for Hopewell. You got to go to. They got a nice wide spot down at the bottom that you can fish from down there, because they got a yacht club there. But they call it a marina now. Used to call it the Hopewell Yacht Club. But they when you enter Hopewell, you're up high on a hill. So I made a short about coming up that hill. You can hear me deep breathing and complaining the whole time. So, but I ain't never put none of those out. I'm probably going to start putting some of that junk out. I make a lot of junk during the year, a whole lot of mess. And sometimes I put it out, and sometimes it just piles up on me. So if it comes out on a Wednesday, usually that's what it is. So you can bypass it, or you can stop by for a giggle. Yeah, that's what I think, guys. That's what I'm just going to let it ride. I take some gains every once in a while, build up my cash portion. That's another reason I got 2 cash accounts, because I was pulling out my 401. And since that money had to come out of there, whether the market was down or not, I had a portion of that in cash. And then I had some money in the bank too. That's the only reason I had 2 cash accounts. So, to use a financial advisor, invest on your own. Kind of a hybrid model. I got a guy I go to. Actually, that's where we got to go Midlothian Monday. Just to bounce some ideas off of and stuff. Over at Fidelity, they're the ones that had our 401. And if I got to change anything, beneficiaries, or now that I'm there in an IRA, if I need more money or whatever, well, I don't have to do it for that. I can take out on my own on a computer here. But just helps me to have another set of eyes. That's somebody I can talk to that knows. He can correct me. My goal is, I'm hoping he finds a small mistake now that prevents me a major disaster later on. So that's, and so far he's done me good. And then that was another thing too, because I know my 401 is going to be empty the time I hit Social Security, because they take it out so much. My goal was I'd like to have about half of that left in either brokerage account. Well, now I'm putting it in a Roth, but it was either in a brokerage account or a cash account. So, but I ain't really had to do nothing to keep it there. It's worked out pretty good. I'd figure I'd have about a third of it probably left. And that'll carry me on when Social Security hits. That'll be some inflation protection and stuff like that, and minor emergencies and stuff. That'd be good if it holds. I mean, it could crash tomorrow. It went down about 1% today, didn't it? So we'll see. But now that I'm in that 401, I can take out a lot less. So that's going to make a big difference. A lot less. You the man. Yeah, tell the baby that. Losing your money. Yeah, I can lose my own money pretty well too. It ain't that hard. I need to make a video of all them $5 and $6 splurges I made. One of them was at Daggone Toy Train. I think it was like $5 or $6. It works too. And it plays 3 Christmas songs. That's going to be nice on the gazebo though when I clean everything off for the winter. Because usually we put a tree out there on there. And some candles and lights and stuff. And I'll get that train up there to run around that tree. I got a smaller train up in the attic. I've had it probably 40 years. That I used to do for the kids every once in a while at Christmas time. I think I did it 2-3 times. Will you keep your account? Yes. That's why that's why I go see him. I just left it right there. They had my 401 and I just had it rolled into an IRA. And then I had a little portion. I always tried to keep some that was after taxes in that IRA. In the first couple of months, I had a 401. I did the same thing at the string plant, and then in case I needed it, I could get it without taxes on it. But so that rolled into that Roth I started, and that before tax money went into that IRA. But we just go over there about twice a year. Well, we do. We go twice, about every 6 months. February, early spring, and August, early fall, somewhere in through there. It's just keeps me on my toes. If I have any questions, I can ask him. If he has any questions, he can ask me. It gets the baby comfortable with going to see him. And she knows the routine when something happens to me, and they develop a relationship. You know that it's just a good business relationship. So that works. That's important for both spouses to go, or both people in a relationship to go and try to be on the same boat. It helps her understand what we're doing, and but yeah. Yeah, I do too, Alton. Well, yeah, I got that SPAX account there at Fidelity. Is my money, where my cash is held at. Well, we're happy with them, JMP. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm extremely happy with him. That little fellow over there, he's younger than us too. I think that's important because that means he'll be there the first, 10, 15 years of my retirement until I get the hang of it before I have to get a new person to talk to. That to me that was important. Well, actually, he left. But I had him, for 4 years? And then there's a girl there now, but she's younger than us too. This will be the first meeting with her. But I think that's important. It's like going to a doctor. A doctor as you get older should be, 20, 30 years younger than you so he can carry you right on. He knows your tendencies and stuff like that. I think, anyways. That's what I aim for. Whether it's going to work or not, I don't know. But it already hasn't for him. CD at 4%, but I think it would be better off invested, but I don't like the risk. Yeah, well. And that's kind of what you're giving up either way. You know, you're giving up security by having that investment, but if you go for security, then you're losing out on that risk. You know, so it's I don't know, 6 of one, half dozen of another. It just depends on what you feel like. I don't know, man. I ain't got no idea. I don't really pay much attention to it. You know, I'm comfortable with where we're at in the cash position. So now, if the stock drops, man, well then I get that pile of money in the 401. I can just roll in there and catch the wave up. That's another reason for having it in there, because you can't add to that if you ain't got a daggone job, and I don't. So yeah. The company I work for, but I have a brokerage account with an Ireland Vanguard. Yeah, I did. I had the outside brokerage account also because I didn't want all my money to be tax deferred like that. Now it's small, but I did have one, and I just had a mutual fund in that. No, no. That's the only stock I had is what I had in that was I used to buy BP in that. That's what it was. And that's the only stock, actual individual stock I own. The rest of them's all mutual funds. Well, it's not like I got that daggone many. I got one that's a total market fund with Fidelity, and then I got some of that brokerage accounts and it's in a bond fund of some kind. I can't remember right offhand, so I really don't have that much. Gotta run. Have a good evening. All right, Ron, you take care, boss. So, but yeah, I mean, it's I don't know. That's the last of my tea. Well, it's not the last. I got some more in the refrigerator. But other than that, I think that's about it. Oh, the Packers. What do y'all think about the Packers? I started wearing my Packers owner T-shirt on tonight, but I didn't. I seen got quite a few comments on that. I was sitting right out the door there for that spending video that from some Bears fans and Minnesota fans. I told that one Minnesota fan, yeah, he'd get a kick out of my daggone Vikings gym bag. It's geez, it's probably 40 years old or better. It is. I don't know when I had that thing. I got it when I was little. It's probably over 50 years old. Back during what purple people eater days. That's what I told him. So, ice message redacted. But tomorrow I don't think I'm going to do anything tomorrow. Tomorrow's my day off. If depending on how bad it rains, I might go down to the river tomorrow. I might go to Colonial Heights. I like to catch one on that. Earlier this spring I did, but I didn't film it on that daggone Pocket Fisherman. So I take it out there. There's a pond out there that it's for the city drinking water, Colonial Heights. It's over near the bus place. So the school bus repair shop's where it's at, right behind it, the transportation department for the city of Colonial Heights. And a lot of geese out there though. turtles. A lot of turtles and daggone carp. A lot of carp out there too. I used to catch a lot of those. I made some dough bait. Used to go over to the corner of the pond there, and you catch turtles left and right. Used to be a guy down in Dinwoody to give out free turkeys for the biggest one somebody brought him because he used to make stew out of them. But I never did. I never did catch anything that big. He didn't want to bury him about like so. But he had some monsters. I don't know where them guys would pull them out of. Probably out there in Dinwoody somewhere. Maybe down in Charles City. But yeah, next weekend we'll go to the fair. Got a thing down up there where Dad's from. Sistersville. Oil and Gas Festival sometime next month. I got it wrote on the calendar. I hadn't been up there to that thing in years. I might see if I can't run up yonder. I'd like to do that. They have a lot of them little hit and miss engines up there. They're running, pumping. Those things are amazing. There's a guy that used to live down around the corner down yonder. He had a handful of them out in his yard that he used to fool with all the time. I forget what Bill's Rusty Iron or something. He had a daggone sign out in his front yard. So they were interesting. Have a good night. Enjoy your videos. Well, thanks, Tony. We'll see you later. CD. That's a pretty good rate, though. 4%. You ain't gonna do better than that. I think that's what I just re-upped for last month when we had to re-up that CD. It was 4%. Always good to have cash. Stock market always downturn. You're right. Ride the way back up. Yeah, and that's another reason I don't worry too much about it dropping and how long. Because I did a video when I was talking about having cash. The reason I like 2 or 3 because that's about the longest stretch the market has been down every year in a row. It don't tend to take me as long to come back up because I put that money in there. If I can roll it from that cash account into the stock fund, I don't know. You got to make like double interest coming back up in order to cover. Like if it's down 10, you got to come back up like 15 or whatever percent to make it back break even. But if you put another 25% of your money in there, you ain't got to come back, but like 12 or something. I don't know the exact numbers and stuff, but you break even a lot quicker. And then if it ever comes back to normal, you make money. So it doesn't. Well, so far I haven't. Back in the last, was it 08 and 9, then a real estate mess, and then for COVID, which COVID wasn't none. That was kind of a quick drop. But 22 was a rough year. But I just broke even that year by doing that. I think I was down like 2%. So I was only getting 3.5. No kidding. Well, yeah. Well, where we bank at, they give you a little bit more interest if you have a checking account with them or whatever. And because I searched at other banks to try to get a higher interest rate on them, and I can't come close to them, so I keep rolling it over in the same one. But I think I got one for 3.85, and the other one I got is 4, and I think I got one at 3.5. And I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, man. It just don't sound good. It looks like they might go up. So I had one a shorter term in case they do after the first of the year. In case rates start going up, then I can get that one. But I don't know. You don't ever know until it happens. Even the guys on TV, the experts, they can't tell you nothing for sure. But Packer fan, Bronco country. Oh yeah. Buddy of mine at work, he was born in Denver. Over when I was over at the string factory. And that's why he liked Denver. But he lived out here all his life. I think his dad was in the service is what it was. And he was born out that way. Because I asked him how he ended up liking the Colts like that. That's unusual here. Real unusual. Because, I mean, the Redskins about 2 hours up the road. And for years, that was the only one we had around us. Carolina. My son-in-law was a Carolina fan, but he's from down there. But that was why he told me that was why he was born out yonder. Then you'll see a Dallas fan quite a bit around here too. A lot of Cowboys fans. But now it's pretty much between the Skins and Panthers. Actually, that's what the Little League team is around the corner up yonder. Their nickname is Panthers. It used to be the Indians. No, wait. Those are the Gators now. The Indians when I was a kid. But everybody come through with the daggone, what woke stuff, and they had to change it. They changed it to the Gators. They used to call this area the Swamp Gators because there's a lot of swampy areas down here. We don't have no gators down here. Somebody asked me one time if I was worried about gators when they saw me fishing out there. As far as I know, I ain't never seen one down here, up here. I think we're a little too far north. Once in a while, they might find one, but somebody's let it out. They'd had it as a pet or something. But I ain't heard of that in years. But, yeah. Philly fan. Oh, yeah. My buddy was a Phillies fan. See, they were playing basketball. I like Philadelphia's basketball team, too. I like Dr. J. He originally started out up here in Richmond. He was that was Richmond Squires at ABA. He used to play at Coliseum up yonder. But that was years ago. That red, white, and blue ball. 3 1/4 on a brokerage account. Oh, okay. I had no idea what mine pays. Don't know. Well, yeah, SPACs account's just it's just a holding spot, really. Make a little bit of interest on it. Just like when I was working in my 401 and we had a stable value fund. That's the same thing they did. It was more or less a holding spot. You made like 2% or something. So I mean, you did make a little bit, but that's what I use for my cash account there. But I think that SPACs is like the sweep account. It's a standard holding area for Fidelity. So that works. Oh yeah, I seen the Phillies play Cincinnati. I went to Three Rivers. That's Pittsburgh. I went there too. I don't know. I forget now. We went to Cincinnati. We went to a buddy of mine when I lived in Ohio. He had an uncle that lived in Dayton. We went down to Dayton. We spent probably 3 or 4 days down yonder. We run over to Cincinnati. Went up top of the Cincinnati Riverfront. That's it. We went to top of the WKRP in Cincinnati building. That was a computer building at the top. I'd never been up in a building like that before. I thought you'd go out and look out down the hall or something and look at the city, but they got a little ticked off. We walked in there in shorts and T-shirts. And they sent the security after us. They beat us to the bottom floor. I can tell you that much. But I figured take a picture of the city. But we went over there. We went to Kings Island while we were down there. We had a good time. We went over to Kentucky. Had dinner across the state line. But they were playing Philadelphia. That was back when Rose was going for the hits record. So, and my roommate from Philadelphia, man, he about went nuts, man. Smitty, he used to call him Mike Smith. He thought the world of him. He was a heck of a ball player. But we had a pretty good one up here in Baltimore. I like the Orioles. They had a lot of good players. Jim Palmer, I liked him. And Brooks Robinson, I've met him a couple of times. He used to come around town and autograph stuff for you. He'd show up in, like Kmart or somewhere for 2 or 3 hours. You could walk in there. He was real friendly. He was a real good person. So I enjoyed meeting him. Met a running back from daggone Packers one time down here. He was over in Colonial Heights. Barty Smith was his name. But I was just a kid, man. He was huge, but he was just a running back. Of course, I wasn't much taller than about like that. But he was a big old boy, I thought. He never did turn out to be much. A couple of years he played for him. But daggone, William Henderson's from down there. He's the one, he went to Thomas Dale. So and he was fullback for him. Colts used to be in Baltimore. That may be why. Yeah. I've been up to see the Colts too. I seen them play Miami in the rain up there. Was that City Stadium or whatever it was? Ain't a stadium I've been to that's still up. It's Packers, Lambeau Field, still there. So that's what I was thinking about them daggone Chicago Bears. I was wondering what they was going to do with Soldier Field. That's the oldest stadium in the NFL. But the Bears, they originally played at Wrigley Field. So, but I think that's the same thing they wanted to do downtown in Richmond there for the Braves. Well, it's not the Braves anymore. What the heck is it? They got a double-A down there. Squirrels, Flying Squirrels. I think the double-A for the Giants. They want to make that area down there multi-use, apartments, businesses, stuff like that. So, because they're supposed to be building a new stadium down there. They've done some repair work on it. It was Parker Field when I was a kid. They tore it up, rebuilt it. That's where I seen Cecil Fielder hit a home run at down there. He come through there on his way back from spring training. They come back up for the Brewers. 76ers work out and train by my son's house in Camden. No kidding. When mom and dad, before I was born, they lived down in Cocoa, Florida. And that's where the Houston Astros used to be. That was their spring training down there. Mom was a waitress at that time. She says you could see them run down the sidewalk there by the restaurant down there from time to time. She didn't know anything about it. But she said that's who that was, jogging down the street there. And Dad helped build some of the dugouts down there at that time. So, but I don't think everybody's moved to the west coast of Florida or either went south that used to be down in Florida. I think Pirates might still be down that way. Where were they at down there? I forget. They might still be in their original town. I'm not sure. I'm confused how you're funding your retirement using 401k million 55. Yeah, that's exactly how I'm doing it. So it was the only option open to me if I wanted to go. That was it. I hadn't. I mean, I had a couple more things I could have done, but it was the easiest, and it satisfied my needs. So that's exactly what I did. So, and yeah, that's exactly. It's not that big a deal. There's no secret to it. So yeah, because I ain't got no other income than that. I got that little pension, but and that's a big deal now. The older I get, it won't be worth as much because, like I said, it don't get no cost of living raise. But that's a big deal now. And before I retired, I didn't think I could retire without it. But understanding now how the way the withdrawals and distributions work from my 401, I didn't really need it. But it essentially pays for my daggone health insurance. So it's like I got my health insurance free. So it works out good for me. It's just the way it works. Angie, how you doing? Hadn't seen you in a while, Angie. Oh, I think you didn't you say you guys were in escrow? I seen that somewhere. Might have been on somebody else's channel in the comments. I know you're supposed to be heading out this way if you got a chance. You was busy getting your house place ready. Option to choose a lump sum. No, I didn't have a choice to get the lump sum. The only way that works around here, the places I work, anyways, is if it's not, if it's under a certain amount, 15 grand or whatever, if they total it up or figure it out, 4% of whatever. I don't know how they do it. There's some kind of calculation they do, but usually after about 7 years somewhere, you have too much accumulated in your pension to get a lump sum. Well, now that was hourly. The salary people, now they did buy their pension. They bought their pensions out because they did away with their pensions. So I don't know if they was able to get a lump sum or not, but when they bought it out, they did. They got a lump sum. So because I had a buddy buddy of mine that was a Denver fan. He was only at the string plant about 7 years, and he got a lump sum because it wasn't enough to to amortize it out for him. But I was over there 15, so, and I was down at chemical plant 18, so. Oh, okay. That's good. How's your husband doing, Angie? Yeah. That health care you have is sweet deal. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I wasn't even aware we had that until I started looking into my insurance options when I retired. There was a fellow there that he was an ex-boss man, and he come back to help out when we were shorthanded for salary people, and he was telling me about it, and that was probably 2 years before I retired. I think he kind of had come back, but well, when I went to put my papers in, they would have told me then. When I they would have told me about it then, my options. But I didn't know anything about it until he said that. So that's a big help. And but the thing I was worried about with that is hey man, if that thing starts going up more than I can afford, can I switch? So I had to go talk to a couple of insurance people to get their ideas what to do about that, because I didn't want it to become unreasonable for me. And like I said, now that I'm over 59 and a half, I'm frozen. I'll pay more, but it's because the insurance go up. It's not because the guys in the plant are paying more. I don't know what they pay, but they pay like 26% of whatever the bill is, and the company pays the rest. But every contract that can go up. So if they sign a contract and they get a 3% raise on the daggone insurance, I won't get that raise, where they'll still have to pay that. So I'll still pay the 26 or 22 or whatever I left with, or the last one was. So that's going to be a big help. Mine won't raise as much as it would if I was still working. Got an offer on the first day marketing. Oh, that's a good deal. Wow. Well, that's good. I'm glad. Real Retirees Uncut. Boy, you getting awful popular with them people you putting on there. That's a good channel you got, man. That's a great thing. I think it would have been great to have something like that before I retired to get an idea of how it really is for people. Because like I said, all I know is people that are around me. And I've seen how they did it. And that's kind of what I modeled it after. It's kind of what I wanted to be like. That's why it's not that big a deal to me, because it's a cheaper retirement than most people have. So, but yeah. I don't know. Well, it's been here an hour, boss man. I sure do appreciate y'all showing up. I didn't have anything major to talk about. It's just once a month to come on here and shake things up a little bit. Maybe you guys got a question or two, and because I don't tend to be the most easiest to understand, and I leave out a lot of stuff, but I try to get in and get out and let you get on with your day, because I could run for hours. But I want to let y'all get on out here. I'm gonna get me another glass of tea and go get ready for bed. I reckon about my bedtime. It seems to be my natural sleeping pattern is early to bed and early to rise. When you're working, man, you're up at all hours of the night and day, or I was. I had nothing set. One week I was working from 12 to 8 at night, and one week I was working 8 to 4, and the next week I was working 4 to 12. You just can't get set. And that is another thing I think helped me with my eating. I got a set breakfast, a set lunchtime, a set dinner time. That I think that helped too. Thank you for the live. Everyone have a good evening. You take care, Ice. Caregiver, my man. I'm glad to see you on there. Oh, yeah, well, maybe I'll put out a video later about it. I was going to ask people, with Labor Day coming up, I was wondering if it might be a good idea to put, somebody had mentioned this on a live a few months ago, and I wrote it down in my book. Kind of have a special Labor Day ring for people that didn't make it. One more, that 1 year stuff. And kind of recognize them. Because that's, I don't know. That's the hazard of waiting 1 more year. But, so a buddy of mine at work, he died last year just before Thanksgiving. Now, he wasn't close to retirement. He's a couple years younger than me. But I was wondering if you guys got somebody you would like to recognize like that, send me an email and see if I can't make a little special Labor Day bell ringing. You know what I mean? Your dad or brother or something like that. I had an email this past week from a fella. His brother died. He was waiting 1 more year. He wanted to hit, I didn't write the numbers down, but I think he wanted to hit 43 years or 44 years at the place he was working at. And he didn't make it. So, but anyways, it's just an idea. Somebody give it to me, and I thought it'd be a good idea. So we'll do something on Labor Day for the people that, didn't make it. Take care, Carlos. Oh, man, Nightbirds. I stay up late. Oh, okay. Have a good night. That'd be awesome. My husband died before he could retire. Yeah, well, you seen your name pop up on there reminded me about that. So I've known way too many there. Both implants are the same way. And it's just a shame. People let the outside noise of retirement really spook them, and everybody gets nervous and start second guessing yourself and stuff. It's normal, man. You're human. Shows you're thinking and learning, and you're cautious. Same stuff that got you to retirement, but sometimes it'll work against you. I don't know. Sitting here pondering life. But yeah, send me his name, caregiver, and a daggone email or something if you want. If you want. You ain't got to do anything you don't want to do. I'll ring a little bell for him. Kind of a way to celebrate him, But y'all take care, man, and make it a good day tomorrow. Make it a good weekend. We'll talk to y'all later. End stream. End.